What's going on, Variable Traders? Brendon D. You're gonna call it Rob. Where was he today in chat? We didn't have the one-liners. We didn't have the 4 times risk imaginary trade callouts. So we really want to learn about the want to learn how to take 4 times risk in a stock. It's interesting. But no, I'm just kidding, Rob. Don't thumbs down this video. I just have to take out my rage on someone today. But anyway, we missed you, so just want to get the point across. Anyway, so looking at CVS, now we see a 200 SMA and EMA converging on the daily. The stock was about 68.80 in the pre-market when we were adding it to a watch list. So I had potential to run there to take it long, and potential to take it to the short side on this other level I found around 67.67. Thought it was a pretty powerful daily level, and some other 50 EMA and SMAs on the downside there. So didn't really I kind of didn't mark the high pre-market here at 68.80. Just didn't have time, or I just forgot. But what I really would like is these 200s on the daily. So I saw this opening doji. Noticed it didn't break the 67.67 level, so I saw some strength there. Closed above VWAP. Volume was coming in, and I said, you know, I'm going to break the 5-minute rule. This is my only chance to get in here. And so I went long at the crack of VWAP and said, God, with such buying power, traders going to take it to the 200. So I threw my stop down at the break of this candle, and my entry was at VWAP. So I had about almost a 2-to-1. This was my target here. This was not my target, but I noticed this later. And so I had about 2-to-1 risk reward like that. But instead of, I wanted to scale out some at high pre-market when I was on my way up. I said, you know, let's just take some off here. It's still a technical level, so I wasn't looking at my P&L. But instead I added more by accident. I had a Hotkey error. I added more, and I was like, oh God. But it was still going up, so wasn't too worried. And just followed through in that 1 minute. Sold some at the 200. Moved my stop to break even. But the thing was, break even was my average cost, so it was between here, which wasn't a technical level. It was a little above VWAP, so it could be stopped out in a pullback, and I knew that because I have an automatic stop script. So that was a little messed up. So I decided, like, okay, it's going down. It may test V up, and it did. So I would have gotten stopped out anyway, but I got all out here, and I locked in profits there and there. So I was happy with that trade. And then noticed higher lows on the 1 minute. 4 minutes, this crazy 5-minute candle here, and said, it looks like it's forming a little ABC. Maybe it'll test the 200 again. So I went long on a little bit of a pullback, and like these higher lows here, but it was taking too long. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 minutes that we were sitting there. Andrew went long too, I think just about the time I was. I think he got in right there. So we had about the same entry, and I was like thinking to me, this is just taking too long. I mean, you know, 4 minutes or so this early in the day, that's not a good sign if it's not moving in your direction. So Andrew and I both got out. I wasn't following him. I was like, you know, I'm gonna get out some here and then rest at break even, because it was just fighting so hard here, and you don't want to waste time. 4 minutes is long enough this early in the day. So I got out with a little bit of profit here, and then it just tanked out, because if I thought to get out, then Andrew thought to get out on his own. 2 separate traders thinking the same. A lot of traders are going to think that it's just taking too long and you should get out. So that's what I did, and look at that, it just tanked down. So that's where a little bit of in the chair comes in just with your trading. So it's not all, you know, technical, how long you should wait for the setup to work out. But usually early in the day, if it's taking, you know, almost 5 minutes for a setup to go through, you know, before 10 o'clock, you might want to close the position and get out of the trade, because it's not doing what you thought it was doing, because none of us thought we'd be here for almost 5 minutes that early in the day. So that was an interesting experience. Real quick, my last CVS trade where I lost a little was a little bit of a flag ABC setup. I just want to show you on Google, just the basic AB. You have A, B, C area, and I thought this was D, but this was really D when it started to break out with some strength over here. What happened was I saw it retest VWAP 3 times. These candles looked a little bit bullish, so I went long at the next test. Thought this was enough consolidation, went long. But the thing was, this 200 SMA, this 67.67 daily level, this risk level, all coming in on the same the same y-axis value of around 67.70, and when that comes in, a lot of times if you look at this here, I kind of went long there before it retested this risk level kind of over here. It doesn't always line up perfectly, but it was very close. And I really should have widened my stop, taken a smaller share size, and realized, you know, if I want to keep my risk at $100, $50, whatever, take a small share size. If my entry is over here, you know, you just have to widen your stop or wait for a better entry, and then you could ride it up. But that was just a mistake on not having a good enough stop to handle these pullbacks, which are often tested. You know, it just barely pierced that. You know, maybe I should have thrown a test below the 67 level, maybe below the 200, something like that. But yeah, that's just a lesson. Just got to be careful with your stops and entries on these patterns. Are very finicky sometimes. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in chat.